In this video, we're going to be answering some of the most frequently asked questions about Conest's SureCount software and how it can significantly reduce the time spent on project takeoff, especially when it's paired with IntelliBid. Question 1. What is SureCount? Well, SureCount is software that lets you take an electrical drawing, like the one we see here, and either manually or automatically count up all of the different symbols for all the devices and fixtures and everything on the drawing, as well as do all your branch and feeder measurements in this, including vertical drops, all sorts of stuff. We're going to see that as the video goes on. Best of all, SureCount works with IntelliBid, so it can take all those measurements and automatically dump them right into your IntelliBid Takeoff. Is IntelliBid required to work with SureCount? And the answer is no. SureCount can be used as a standalone product, and to that end, it has a wide array of its own built-in reports that can be used to get everything from count sheets to takeoff reports right out of SureCount. However, having said that, it works best when used in conjunction with IntelliBid. And for that reason, for the remainder of this video, I'll be displaying SureCount as it works with IntelliBid, sending everything from these drawings that we put on it right into the takeoff in IntelliBid. How easy is it to set up a job in SureCount? And the answer is very easy. And in fact, what we're going to do is, you'll see I've started in IntelliBid. Now, the first thing I've done before I did anything else was review the drawings just to get a feel for what's needed. And then I went ahead already and added the job to IntelliBid. So you can see here I've got grand specific apartments. I've got some of the settings put in for this. I've also done something that's going to save us a lot of trouble later on. I'll show you real quick. I went through and I set up the phase tree. If we're going to be using this with SureCount, it's important to have this done. And I've even taken some steps with assembly groups and the takeoff prompts that will further speed up things in SureCount. You'll see those all later. And over here in takeoff, we're ready to go. We've got fixtures floor 1 set up. In SureCount, now that we've created the job in IntelliBid, it's just a matter of going job, add IntelliBid job, plug it in. I'm going to select the job I want to add. Yes, I want to add it. That's it. The job is now added to SureCount. Is there any limit to the number of drawings that I can add for a job? And the answer is no. Adding the drawings is real easy. We're just going to go up here to drawing, add drawing folder. I could do individual drawings, but I got a bunch that I want to add. I'll select that. It's going to find all the drawings that are in that folder. Now, these are all TIFF files. You can add PDF, JPEG, a wide range of different image formats. In this case, I'll just click Save and Close. And there we go. Now all of our drawings are displayed right down the left-hand side here. I'm going to go to the drawing that we'll be using for our little demo here, which is number 6. If I needed to, I can rotate the drawings. No problem. I'll just rotate that back since it was already okay. And we can use the drawing viewer in the lower right-hand corner to quickly jump around the drawing and even adjust the zoom. How easy is it to add symbols to our drawing? The answer is pretty easy. I'll just go up to our Create Symbol tool here. We're going to create one based on the drawing. I'm going to just sketch this out right here. There we go, by clicking and dragging. There's the symbol. I'll call this the Type A's. It's already in our fixtures group. That's great. I don't need to change that. I want to leave it there. We're going to leave this all blank because since we're using this with IntelliBid, IntelliBid is going to handle all this stuff. All we have to do here is pick a color, which I'll do, and click on Save. Once I've created that symbol, placing it is real easy. It's just a matter of selecting the group along the side here. We've already got it on fixtures. We'll click on our symbol, and I can just start clicking wherever I need to place that symbol. And you can see the count is going up there, by the way, as we're doing that. And you can see I've got some vertically oriented ones here. No problem. I'll right click, rotate our symbol by 90 degrees, and then I'll right click again, and we'll set it back to 0. Now, if we need to remove one that we've placed accidentally, like right there, just right click. And if for some reason we want to wipe out all of the symbols of a certain type that we've placed on the drawings, well, that's just a matter of going up to the symbol menu, remove selected symbol from all drawings. There they go. What if I want to add symbols that aren't already on the drawing? Not a problem. SureCount has dozens, literally, of pre-designed symbols. We can just click up on the symbol icon right up here on the toolbar. And you can see here, if I scroll through, we've got a whole bunch of them. In this case, I'm going to go back to fixtures. I'll select exit light. There we go. We'll leave it in fixtures. I'll give it a color. We'll choose green this time or whatever that is. Save. And we'll go through, what bedroom is complete without an exit light? There we go. We'll throw one in there, and that's it. We can place obviously as many as we need to, the same way we manually place the symbols that were already on the drawing. Do I have to manually add all the symbols to the drawing? And the answer is no. You did hear me correctly in the beginning when I said it could automatically count the symbols. Doing that's pretty easy. We're just going to go through and we start by selecting the area in which we want it to go and try to auto count these symbols. I'm going to sketch out a pretty big box here on the thing. We can go through and we'll say save as temporary. And this is the area that's going to be its focus for when it looks to do the auto count. We'll go here, highlight our first of the two symbols. I added another one. And then I'm just going to click auto count. Now what SureCount has done is scan the area we selected to see if it recognized a match for the type A symbol we created earlier. And looks like it found everything, pretty much. We'll go through, even the ones that were vertically oriented. We'll select all, click OK, and there we go. We get our count right there. Now, I already also went through and did a device, an occupancy sensor. We'll go over. We'll draw an area for these as well. Save temporary again. Highlight, auto count, and there it is. Found all 5. Look at that. Click OK. And there they are. We'll click stop. Can I edit the attributes of a symbol even if it's already been placed on the drawing? And the answer is absolutely. To do so, it's just a matter of clicking on this symbol, right click, select edit. We can go through and change the ID or the description. We can of course change the color as well if we need to, and once we hit save, you'll see that all the ones that are on the drawing are updated accordingly. Can I limit what symbols are displayed on the drawing at any one time? And the answer is absolutely. Let's say we just want to see our emergency lights right now to make it a little easier. Well, I can just right click on that and select hide all but this. When we want to bring everything else back, it's a matter of right clicking, show all, and there we are. Can I link SureCount groups and drawings to the IntelliBid estimate? You can, via the phase tree. Remember when we set up our phase tree in IntelliBid before we started in SureCount? This is where that matters. Now I want everything that is in my fixtures group for drawing 6 in SureCount, which is the first floor, to be taken off to my fixtures floor 1 phase in IntelliBid. And to do that is really easy. If I look up here, you'll see that it says phase unassigned. That means I haven't paired this group and drawing with IntelliBid yet. But all I have to do is click set phase, and here we are. We have drawing 6, fixtures. I'll click here. It brings in the phase tree for this job in IntelliBid. I'll expand fixtures, select floor 1, OK. Typically we would have many more associations set up in here, but in this case I'm just going to hit save and close, and that's it. And right up here it tells us, OK, now it's been paired with fixtures floor 1. Now that I've created these symbols in SureCount, how do I assign them to material items and assemblies in IntelliBid? That's pretty easy. You can see here it says takeoff not assigned, so it's telling us that these have not been connected to IntelliBid. I'll just right click, select edit, and click on this button takeoff list. Now, by the way, this is something that we could have done when we first created the symbol. In this case, we're just coming back to it later. And at this point, all we have to do is select the specific takeoff assembly that is represented by this symbol. You can see that it's giving us all the prompts that we would get if we were adding the item in IntelliBid. We can also see that we've got a lot of prompts here that are already filled in. Normally, these would all be zeros and I'd have to go back and fill them. Stay tuned, because towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you a cool little shortcut so that these can already be filled in for you. Once we're done, we click save. To send this count over to IntelliBid, all we have to do is highlight the symbol. We'll go up to our IntelliBid takeoff. And by the way, I'm going to go over here. You can see we're in fixtures floor 1. There's nothing here. We'll go through, take off selected symbols. There we go. We've got our message that it went OK. We'll click OK. We go back, nothing here, but all we got to do is click refresh. And there they are. And what we end up with in IntelliBid is the complete bill of materials with the pricing and labor for all of the type A's that we had in that area of drawing 6 in SureCount. Can I add more symbols to my drawing even if I've already taken that symbol off to IntelliBid. We'll go through, we'll do our type A fixture again, and we'll just place these 3. And you can see it's telling us now that 14 were sent to IntelliBid, but we've got 3 here that weren't. Well, all we have to do is we'll take off selected symbol. It's going to know that we already sent the 14. It'll send those 3. Now it says 17 total. And we can go back, and it still says 14 here, but watch this. We'll hit refresh. And what it's done is it's added a new entry for those 3 to give you the 17 total. Can I add branch and feeder measurements to the drawings? The answer is yes. Doing so just requires one quick step. We've got to set a scale for our drawing so that it knows how long each of our measurements are. Now I can go through and do it manually. If I happen to know the hallway is, say, 4 feet, I could click and drag under the set scale, calibrate. In this case, I can see the scale right here, so I'm just going to use that. So I'll say set scale, and we'll just select 1/8 equals 1 foot. There we go. And we'll apply it to all the drawings because they all happen to have the same scale. Now that we've set our scale, now we can create our branch measurement. Just do that start that by clicking on the toolbar icon up here. Instantly, branch and feeder are handled exactly the same way, so once you've seen one, you've seen both of them. Click on the branch tool. Again, we don't have to worry about any of this. I do want to make sure I can see this on all drawings, so I'll click that. Give it a nice standout color. We'll set the line width to 3. Now once I've created my branch, placing it on the drawing is as simple as just clicking where I want it to go. I'll highlight the branch. I'm going to go from the power closet right on down the hall here, and I can just click and drag, and it's gonna let me kind of go. You can see I've got some funky angles going to this line. I don't really like that, so rather than doing it this way, I'm actually going to go undo, and we're going to start again, but this time I'm going to keep my finger on the shift key, and you'll see that this will go through and constrain this to perfectly level or vertical segments to our branch. And as we're going through, it's telling us exactly how many feet we've taken off on our drawing here. What if I want to add things like drops, elbows, junction boxes, and so forth to my branch measurement? And again, no problem. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go up here and put in a K factor for our drops. In this case, I'll put 10 feet. Then I just go back to the branch. I can right click on it and select add K factor. I'll do that at the end, and I'll add one at the beginning. We'll go in the corner here. We'll go ahead and add a 90-degree elbow, and I'm just going to speed through adding some junction boxes and segments to our branch. And you can see that not only is it telling us how long our branch is, but it's also keeping track of all the different parts that we're adding to it as we go along. And there are 2 more quick things to tell you about before we move off of branches and feeders. The first is that now that we've set our scale, if we need it, we can actually just use the measurement tool right up here just to get a quick measurement on our drawing. So we'll click here, and we can click down here, and there we go. Now we know that that's a 50-foot hallway, or that part is at least. Second thing that we can do is take off our branch measurement the same way we did the fixtures and devices. I've already linked it to takeoff list. All I have to do is highlight it. Once again, go back up to take off selected symbols. Take it off. It tells me it worked out okay. We go back over to IntelliBid, and I am in fixtures for floor 1. Well, I need to be in branch, which is what I sent it to. And there it is. There's our 3/4 inch EMT home run. Ready to go. Can I add notes and additional markups to the drawings? And of course the answer is yes. To add text notation, all we have to do is we'll come up to the icon for it on the toolbar here. When I highlighted, we got 2 choices. We can do line or area. And yes, all of the notes and highlights that you add to the drawing will be included when you do a printout of the drawing from SureCount. And that leads us nicely into our last question, which is, what sort of reports are available? Quite a few, actually. Now, the first, of course, you can get a printout of the drawing with the symbols that you've added and everything. But when it comes to reports, it's simply a matter of coming up to the reports menu, and you can see we've got several here. We've got the count sheet report. We've got the schedule report. We've got takeoff by symbols, and a whole host of other ones. Now, obviously, I did not go through, add all the extra symbols in, do all the different areas. So this is just a partial display, but it's certainly enough so that you get the gist of everything that you can get out of this. And don't forget that since we're using this in conjunction with IntelliBid, you have all of the reports that are part of the IntelliBid system as well. And just for good measure, no pun intended, we're going to add in 3 bonus questions. The first of our bonus questions is, what if I need to get clarification on an area of the drawing? Well, one of the things you could do in that case is just to use the snipping tool that's built into SureCount here. In this case, you just click on the tool here. We'll say we just want a rectangular snip. And let's just say I want clarification for some reason on the layout of this style of unit. Well, I'll just click and drag, make sure I get the whole thing. And there it is. Now I've got a nice little screen grab of just that segment. And right from here, I can easily go through, save it, or just email it to whoever I have to ask the question to, and then get the feedback I need. Bonus question number 2. What if I've done a bunch of work and then a new version of the drawing is sent to me? Well, in that case, you can use the overlay feature within SureCount. Now, what I've done is I've already added another drawing here. You can see we've been working on drawing 6. And what I've done is added drawing 6 revised. And on that one, I have added 2 occupancy sensors to this area. I'm going to go up to the overlay thing here. We'll click on this. I'll jump through a few clicks here to just let SureCount know which drawing is the original and which one is the revision. And when we do, there it is. Look at that. Everything else goes back to the original color, except you can see the 2 occupancy sensors that I added onto the new revised drawing are now highlighted in green. So this can save hours of time if you're in the process of receiving revisions to work you've already done. Bonus question number 3. I know that I had mentioned before about a step you could take in IntelliBid that would make it easier when you were going through and configuring items in SureCount. And here's where that happens. I'm just going to show you real quickly. I'm in my phase tree and I'm on the Assembly Groups tab. Now what I've done is selected the option from each of these assembly groups that I'm going to be taking off for each of these phases and assign them to those phases, which will save me time later on as I'm adding those assemblies in my takeoff. In addition, I went through over to takeoff prompts and entered in a lot of the standard prompts so that we would not have to keep re-entering them in SureCount, average feet per box, fixtures per box, and so forth. So it's an extra step that takes a couple minutes in the beginning of your takeoff, but it can save a lot of time later on. Want to learn more about SureCount or any other Conest software products? Visit www.conest.com/Conest-demo-request today to book a demonstration, or you can email us at info@conest.com. And as always, thanks for watching.